Hello, little dreamers, crescent sparkles. Tonight, we have a magical bedtime story for you. High above the quiet world, where the sky is filled with sparkling stars, there lived a tiny star who was more curious than all the others. Her name was Luma, and she loved watching the earth while children were getting ready for bed. But one special night, something unexpected happened. Luma decided to leave her place in the sky and begin a beautiful adventure. What will she discover on Earth? Will she find her way back home? Get comfortable, close your eyes, and let your imagination travel into the magical night. The little star that lost its way high above the quiet world, far beyond the clouds and the mountains. The night sky sparkled with millions of stars. Every night they shined together like tiny diamonds scattered across a dark velvet blanket. Among all those stars lived a very small star named Luma. Luma was smaller than the others, but she loved to shine as brightly as she could. While the big stars stayed calm and steady, Luma twinkled and flickered with excitement. She was curious about everything. Every night she looked down at the earth below. She saw glowing cities, quiet villages, When night became deep and peaceful, Luma could see children through their windows. Some children were brushing their teeth. Some were hugging their stuffed animals. Some were listening to bedtime stories. Sometimes Luma even saw children pointing at the sky. "Look, a star," they would say happily. Every time someone noticed her, Luma felt proud and twinkled even brighter. But deep inside, Luma had a secret wish. She wanted to see the earth up close. One quiet night, something special happened. In a small village surrounded by green hills, a little girl stood by her bedroom window. The moonlight softly lit her face as she looked up at the stars. She whispered gently into the night, "I wish I could touch a star." Luma heard the whisper. Her light flickered with excitement. Maybe I could visit her," Luma thought. The idea filled her with wonder. The older stars noticed Luma glowing brighter than usual. "What are you thinking about, little star?" one of them asked kindly. Luma hesitated, then said softly, "I want to visit Earth. Just for a little while." The stars exchanged worried glances. "The journey to Earth is long," they warned, "and the sky can be confusing when you leave your place." But curiosity filled Luma's heart. She wanted to see forests, rivers, and children laughing. Very slowly, Luma drifted away from her place in the sky. At first it felt magical. She floated past the moon, which glowed softly like a giant silver lantern. "Be careful, little star," the moon whispered kindly. Luma giggled and continued floating downward. Below her were white, fluffy clouds that looked like giant pillows. "This adventure is wonderful," she thought happily. But as Luma drifted farther, the sky became darker and colder. The stars behind her looked smaller and smaller. Soon they looked like tiny dots far away. The clouds around her became thick and gray. For the first time, Luma felt nervous. "Oh no, where is my home?" she whispered. As she slowly floated through the night, Luma saw the top of a tall forest below. The trees were dark and quiet. Suddenly she heard a deep, gentle voice. Who's there?" A wise old owl sat on a tree branch. His big golden eyes blinked slowly as he looked at the glowing star. "I'm Luma," the star said softly. "I wanted to visit Earth, but now I think I'm lost." The owl tilted his head thoughtfully. "Many travelers lose their way at night," he said calmly. "But the night also brings helpers." Just then, tiny lights appeared in the forest. Dozens of glowing fireflies buzzed through the air. They looked like tiny floating lanterns. The fireflies gathered around Luma with friendly excitement. "Wow, a real star," one of them said. Another one asked, "Why are you here?" Luma explained everything. The fireflies listened carefully. "Don't worry," they said cheerfully. "We will help you find the sky again." Their tiny lights blinked like sparkling stars in the forest. Together they traveled through the quiet night forest. They passed sleeping rabbits curled in soft grass. They passed a calm river that shimmered under the moonlight like a silver ribbon. They passed tall trees where birds slept peacefully in their nests. Everything felt calm and magical, but the sky still felt far away. After a long journey, the fireflies led Luma to a wide open hill. From the top of the hill, the sky looked enormous and beautiful again. Millions of stars sparkled far above. Luma felt hopeful. I can see my home, she said softly. But she was still too low to reach it. Just then, the night wind began to move. It started as a soft whisper. The wind swirled gently around the hill. I heard someone needs help, the wind murmured. The fireflies explained everything. The wind smiled softly. I can carry her back. Slowly and carefully, the wind lifted Luma into the air. Up she floated above the hill, higher and higher and higher, past the forest, past the clouds, past the glowing moon once again. The sky grew brighter with stars. Far above, the other stars saw her returning. They twinkled excitedly. Luma is back, they said happily. Luma gently floated back into her place among them. I'm sorry I left, she said quietly. But I learned how big and beautiful the world is. The stars shined warmly around her. From that night on, Luma stayed in the sky. But she shone brighter than ever before. Every night she looked down at the earth. She watched forests, rivers, villages, and sleeping children. Sometimes she saw a child looking up at the stars and making a wish. When that happened, Luma twinkled softly and whispered, "Sweet dreams, little dreamer." And if you ever look up at the night sky before falling asleep, you might see a tiny star shining just a little brighter than the rest. That's Luma, watching over the world and lighting the way for beautiful dreams. Did you enjoy this magical bedtime story? Star, if you liked the adventure of the little star Luma, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more relaxing bedtime stories every week. Sweet dreams, little dreamers, and remember the stars are always watching over you. Crescent sparkles.